In just over a week's time, Wales will play against France in the opening game of the Six Nations 2019. But if we go back just over 10 years ago in 2008, Wales beat France 29-12 to get the Grand Slam. Today we're going to look at where each player are at today, what their career has been like since. So if you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe and comment down below which video you'd like me to do next. At fullback that day was Lee Byrne. At the time was capping off for great Six Nations, having scored a try against England to start the campaign off in style. At the time he was playing for the Ospreys, whom he played for 92 times, scoring 145 points. In 2011 he packed his bags and headed for Clermont in the top 14 in France, playing there for just over 3 years, making just over 60 appearances before coming back to Wales to play for the Dragons. But he had a tough time at Rodney Parade, only getting 6 appearances and retiring due to a shoulder injury in April 2015. In November 2017, he released his autobiography, The Burn. On the wing that day was Mark Jones, the Scarlets winger. He had been playing for Scarlets since 2003 and would continue until 2010. He was forced to retire that year and was backs coach for the Llanelli-based team under Simon Easterby for 5 years. Since then he's been a coach at Wales Backs, Rotherham and currently is the head coach at RGC. At centre that day was Tom Shanklin, the Cardiff Blues man. He'd been at Cardiff since 2003 and would play there until his retirement in 2011 due to injury. He played 70 times for Wales, getting 20 tries. Massively talented, his career ended way too soon. He currently works as a pundit for BBC, Channel 4 and BT Sport. At centre alongside Tom Shanklin was Gavin Hansen, possibly the one that annoys me the most, one of the best naturally talented, graceful players to grace not just the Welsh game, but world rugby, wrecked by injuries and the pressures of the media. At the time, Hansen was playing for the Ospreys, but 2 years later headed to London to join Saracens in a poor spell, followed by a tough time in Toulon and Bath. But in 2015 he began to rebuild his career with Bristol, playing 30 times over 2 seasons as they gained promotion back to the English Premiership, even earning a Wales recall versus the Barbarians. In 2017 he moved back to Wales and joined the Dragons, but his time there has been hampered by injuries, but finally he is back playing. On the wing that day, and the player of the tournament, it was Martyn Williams. In this match he broke the try scoring record for Wales, scoring his 41st try and got the top try scorer of the competition. My personal rugby hero, he showed us rugby is not all about size, a true edge of your seat player. At the time he was at the Ospreys and later that year was named Player of the Year. He continued at the Ospreys in 2012, winning the Pro 12 in his final game. He retired from the international game in 2011 versus Australia, scoring a try with the last play. In May 2012 he headed to Japan and played for Mitsubishi Dynaboars. Spending 3 years out there, he came home in 2015 and has played once or twice for his hometown Amman. He currently works as a pundit for the BBC, Premier Sports and S. Starting at fly half that day was James Hook, currently at the Ospreys and now in 2019 is back with the Ospreys again. He left the Ospreys in 2011 and joined USA Perpignan, playing just shy of 70 games before coming back to British shores with Gloucester in 2014. He finally came home and rejoined the Ospreys in 2017. He has 81 caps to his name and has not announced his retirement from international rugby, but there is so much competition for fly half. The second part of the fly-half pairing was Mike Phillips, another player who was at the Ospreys and the feisty player he was. The scrum half from Carmarthen won 94 caps for Wales while playing for a whole host of clubs, the Scarlets, Cardiff Blues, Ospreys, Bayonne, Racing 92 and Sale Sharks, before ending his career at the Scarlets in 2017, aged 35. He also played for the Lions in 2009 and in 2013. The first of 3 props that day was Gethin Jenkins, who would go on to earn 129 caps, becoming the most capped player to play for Wales. At the time he was at Cardiff Blues, having been there since 2004, and would stay there until 2012 when he joined French giants Toulon, but he struggled to establish himself there and returned home after 1 season rejoining the Blues. In 2018 he called it a day at the age of 38, having played 218 games for the Blues and 5 caps. At hooker that day was Hugh Bennett, who was at the Ospreys at the time and had been since 2003 and stayed until 2012, when he decided to head to France and join Lyon. But he had a nightmare time over in France, tearing his Achilles in a pre-season and never played a game for the French outfit. In June 2013, he called it a day at the age of 30. He currently works as assisted strength and conditioning coach for the Welsh Rugby Union and has been doing so since 2014. The last of the three of the front row was Adam Jones. He was at the Ospreys also at the time and stayed there until 2014, where he amassed nearly 200 appearances. He joined rivals Cardiff Blues and had a new lease of life playing. 24 times in one season he played before jumping over the border and joining Harlequins. As time went on, he moved more to a player-coach role. On the 25th of March 2018 he called it a day, but has continued as a scrummaging coach at the Quins since. He played 95 times for Wales and 5 times for the Lions and got... Playing in the second row that day was Ian Goff. He had just a year before joined the Ospreys from the Dragons after playing nearly 140 times. He stayed with the Ospreys until 2013. He announced his retirement but was tempted back by London Irish and finished his career at the Dragons in 2015. For Wales he played 64 games. Alongside Ian Goff was Alun Wyn Jones, who at the time was also at the Ospreys and has been there since 2003 and is the only player alongside James Hook who is still playing today. He remains at the Ospreys, having played over 200 games and won the Pro 14 or the Celtic Cup 3 times. One of the best locks in the world and capped 120 times for Wales, and he also has 9 tries. He currently captains us and has got 9 caps for the Lions. Alongside Alun Wyn was Jonathan Thomas, who at the time was also at the Ospreys, but moved to Worcester Warriors in 2013 and stayed for 2 years and played nearly 50 games. He wasn't 100% regular for Wales and got 64 caps before retiring in 2015. He joined up with Bristol in 2016 as a defence and forwards coach. In the number 7 jersey was Ginge, the Ginger Ninja, whatever you want to call him, it's Martyn Williams. One Gatland convinced him to come out of retirement, and what a decision it was. He stayed at Cardiff Blues for the whole of his career after the time at Pontypridd, getting 200 games. For Wales he was just as successful, getting 100 caps for his country and getting 14 tries. He retired in 2012 and currently works for the BBC as a podcaster and a pundit. Last but certainly not least that day was Ryan Jones. He was the captain for the tournament as well. He played for over 150 games for the Ospreys before joining Bristol in 2014, but had an injury-ravaged season. For Wales he got 74 caps before retiring fully in 2015. Since then he has worked as head of rugby participation for the Welsh Rugby Union, but just last week he got the job of Welsh Rugby Union Performance Director. So there we go, that is the team that faced France back in 2008 and won the Grand Slam for Wales. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe.